Welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler, everybody, with MU Herd 37. So I haven't flown in probably about a week. School just started up again this past Monday, so I really haven't had any time, getting adjusted back into school and going to class and everything. I actually started to make a recording last night and ran into a big problem. I'll tell you about that in just a second. I think I've hired some people since I last made a video. I've got some new pilots, Zachary, Morgan, and Sebastian. I'm not sure if I showed that, recorded hiring them or not, but so we got some new people. Take a look at the finances, $654,000 in cash. We actually would have had a lot more than that. Last night, when I was making that recording, we actually leased two DC-6s, which haven't flown yet. What I ran into was finding this out. The DC-6 has a maximum takeoff weight of 107,200, right? 107,200. No problem. Now I realized I'm a second officer. I'm not even sure if I ever showed that on camera, me being upgraded. But I have a maximum takeoff weight of just 100,000. Didn't think that would be a problem. I just get the plane and we just, instead of loading it all the way up to 107,000, we just can't go over 100,000. Well, apparently the game doesn't go that way. If the plane, I guess, has the ability to go over your takeoff weight limit, you can't fly it at all. So even if it was just loaded to 90,000 pounds, they still won't let me fly the thing. So that really, really sucks. I'll show you, because I was going to fly this job right here. See, only 25,000 pounds. I mean, that's not even... It just select me to fly it and no DC-6 listed. It doesn't make sense to me. Maybe it's because it's 25,000, so maybe if it was only, but that wouldn't make any sense because that's with full fuel, the cargo capacity. Now obviously just wouldn't fill up with full fuel. So that kind of sucks. The thing is, I mean, I had over $2 million in cash, and the reason I did that is because I like to be the first person to fly the plane when we make a step up. Like, I want to be the first one to fly the DC-6. When we get the DC-9, I like to be able to be the first person to fly it. No, as the owner of the company or whatever. But as you can see, everybody's passing me by because they're flying every day because I get them jobs. Meanwhile, I haven't been flying very much at all. None this week. So they're kind of ranking up and getting ahead of me, but I don't know. So I got the two DC-6s, so I'm just going to let other people fly them for now. It didn't show it here, but the monthly overhead is now like 1.6 million. So, we got to bring in good money. And as you can see, the one job with the DC-6, it's 100,000, I mean, these jobs pay really well. As you can see, this one's, I mean, that would take 2 trips, so I'm obviously not going to do that. But, like, you can see 385,000, 320,000. I mean, these things pull in some really good money. I mean, even that's a one trip, 166,000. So they do bring in a lot of good money. And so I got to get them flying because they're going to cost me a lot of money as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fall back to the Learjet 45. And so I'll take you over to my jobs. We're going to do a flight Wilmington to Huntington. Yeah, just over 6,000 pounds, so can't do full fuel, but that doesn't matter because we don't need to. So let's select the Learjet. Let's see. Hopefully we won't have to drop any fuel. Yeah, that looks good. I'll just knock it to there. Alright, guys. I'll now meet you in the cockpit. Alright, everybody. We're here in the cockpit. I'll see if I can remember how to start this thing up. Well, I mean, I know how to start the engines, you know. this GPS set up and out of the way. Can't remember my views and everything. Get that to GPS. Get the altitude, the autopilot. We'll go for 20. Still can't remember the speed. I'll go to 275. Like I said before, I think I said this, you don't want to go right up to the speed limit, because when you're doing the 4x speed, the speed of the plane will vary, and so if you go over a little bit, it'll give you an overspeed and everything, so that's a bit of a problem. Alright, that's all good. Wrong way. Oh yeah. Gotta do all this. Not sure if there's anything else. Oh yeah. And I'm not even gonna arm the flaps on the takeoff, just because I seem to have a big problem with that. I can't tell if they're armed or they're on or extended, I should say. So I just won't mess with that, so I can figure that out. Let's taxi to the runway. I won't use ATS either. Just do it on my own. It's kind of a cool shadow. I'm really bummed about not being able to do the DC-6. I was saving up like, I think it was like over 2.7 million. I was like, yeah, now that I'm out of class for the week, you know, I can do a video and fly the DC-6 and everything, and get another one for another pilot. And then I tried to fly it, and I was like, nope. It doesn't make any sense to me. The plane can go over my limit, but why can't I fly right up to my limit? I don't get that. Another problem is, for me to get to first officer, it's like 30 more flights. And I've done, I think, 2 or 3 maybe since I've been a second officer. So I've got like 27, 28 more flights to go before I can even get to the DC-6. And then to get from there to captain is another 50. And that's to get to, you know, I can fly the MD-11, and I think, what's it, over 500,000 pounds? So I've got like 80 flights to go to get to the 747. And all I can think is I must have flown a lot the very first time I was doing this, because I was able to get to the 747 no problem. And I was, I believe, the first to ever get to it. But I flew a ton back then, more than I am now, because I started before the last semester it even started. So I was just flying a lot. But I'm just kind of bummed. I really wanted to fly that plane. But anyway, it is what it is. Turn our strobe on. 2 flaps in it, or 2 notches of flaps. And we'll do, I believe it's called a rolling takeoff or whatever. So no stopping on the runway. I'll just... And then I hit the brakes too hard and we stop. Alright, let's go flying. Back, it's not wanting to go up. Here we go. Struggling. Gear up. Retract our flaps. I'm not sure why it seems like it takes forever to get up. Seems like the speed is we have to go too fast to get up. I'm not really sure why that is. It's a really cool aircraft. I really do like it. That scenery looks kind of cool down there. Those buildings. Not bad. Alright. Let's go ahead and autopilot this thing. The vertical speed just a little bit. Alright, an hour or so. So I'll speed this thing up and I'll see you in just a bit. Alright, gonna slow down for a second. We're gonna run on land on runway 30. And I believe I can get this right. I believe it is in fact the top one. It's got to be the top one because the bottom one's the only one you can change. So 108.7. Let's decrease the speed here, just because help prevent an overspeed when we descend. And you can't see it all. Turn on the cabin lights. Does that help? Nope. Of course not. That would be too easy. I think that says 18,000. Let's take it down to 7,500. Actually, we'll put it at 10,000. We'll reassess where we are when we get there. Because we are 69 miles away. Alright, be back in a second. Alright everybody, I'm going to slow it down here. So we need to get down to about 4,000 when we get to the approach point. Let's activate this approach. I'll switch back over to nav. There we go. Also need to slow down. Go down to 175 for now. For some reason, it always takes so long. I mean, look, we're still at 275, 100 knots quicker. stupid. I'm gonna arm the flap or spoilers. There we go. Switch over to nav. Hit the approach. The green is our glide slope. So there it is. And we are still, we're at 240 frickin' knots. I mean, come on. Things doing me dirty. What the hell am I doing? So look, it's not slowing down, it's speeding up. Come on. This is why I'm gonna miss the frickin' approach. Turn the speed off. We're gonna have to go around that bit. Because we can't slow down, apparently, at all. We're doing over 100 knots more, quicker. Oh, and now we're at 250? Awesome. The engines are completely back. No thrust at all. And they're telling me that we're going, you know, 250. I mean, get real. This is stupid. Call off this landing. I mean, get the heading. Actually, so we're going heading. This is effing ridiculous, but the speed won't go down. That pisses me off. It'd take us a lot longer, just because of the freaking speed. Freaking asinine. And see, now, why can't I control the engines? Did you hear him spool down? Effing ridiculous. Pissing me off. And now we're dropping below the 140. Slowly coming back up. This thing is stupid. That makes no sense to me. I never even blew the approach, huh? 12. Let's see if we can do that. I didn't know you had to adjust your speed, 200 knots away, 200 nautical miles away. My goodness. I guess when you start to descend, you gotta just cut the engines. I don't know. That's ignorant. 109.9 for runway 12. So we're flying even right here. And look at the frickin' speed. It's 12 miles an hour over. It just makes no sense. going to speed this up a little bit. Dropped our speed so low, taking a while to get out here. Activate the approach. Slow this back down. Get us turn in, and then I'll switch over to the GPS navigation. Alright, hit the nav. Try and get the speed down to 135. Probably take an hour or two. Now it's down to 130 or something. Whatever, plane. You do what you want it to do. Makes no sense to me, but whatever. I'm just the pilot. Since we're not apparently going to do the whole approach, we need to get down. So we don't go too fast, I'll go ahead and lower the gear. Increase some drag. Put some flaps in it too. Thing. Alright, we're about pointed there. Nav. Alright, so we're low, but to me, that's a good thing. The approach thing, there it went. So I'll move this back up to 4,000. I'm going to cut the speed. I'll control that. More flaps. I guess it looks like that's rain. Actually, we got flurries outside, so I'm not sure why it's raining. I'm also not sure why we keep going low. Alright, we're at full flaps.
Minimums.
I've cut the autopilot.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
It was a little hard. Quite positive. Daggone it. Broke our plane. I was actually feeling good there for a little bit. Then I had to go and screw it up. I'm going on down. That was going to be a good landing. Now I brought it down hard. That'll cost some money. Oh well. Hopefully it wasn't too much damage. And it strobe off. Nah, it was off the controls. There's our DC-6 sitting over there. Wish I was flying it. But I'm just a second officer. Alright, we'll stop there. Or here, I should say. Let's kill some lights. Let's cut some engines. Only way I know how. Let's go Terror Hauler. Finish flying. Unload. One job down. Unload. Two jobs down. I believe we're now one job away from 60% on reputation. 4% damage. Aye. Aye, aye, aye. Yeah, there's our monthly overhead. I don't know why it works sometimes. It's like after we buy a plane or do something like that, it shows up and then it doesn't. Never did that before. But yeah, one job away, we can take out loans, which really isn't a big deal now. But that's where we're at. Let's see. Yeah. How much would it cost? 22,000. I think I made more than that, or else that flight was a loss. I'm sure it was more than that. I think it was 20. Yeah, almost 25,000 to 27,000. So we made $5,000 minus whatever the fuel cost. Good job. That's not really worth it. That crappy landing. Alright, well guys, that's it for this episode. I'm gonna probably fly here in just a little bit again, make another episode. But that's it for this time. I'll see you later.